Hello, and welcome to the Mild and Lazy Guys podcast, a very special edition of the Mild and Lazy Guys podcast. It is draft day. We are set up in the garage. Get to more on that later. But yeah, we're recording from the garage. It's draft day. It's Christmas Day for guys like me and Andrew that love this part of it. We've got it on. We're recording in I guess, real time here. Tennessee's on the clock with 6:30 left, but we kind of know what this is.
Yeah.
It's Cam Ward. Has been for, I don't know, 6 months or so. So what we're going to do is we're just going to have a normal show, but we are just going to kind of break in as picks come in, and if there's something to talk about or, surprising move, we'll talk about it, and then we'll just pick up from the regular episode where we left off. So, what have you been up to other than getting ready for this draft?
But, dog, you're supposed to go first.
Oh, me? I'm supposed to go first?
You got a lot going on.
Yeah.
I gotta lead into the Mount Rushmore. That's why I'm going last.
See what I can do here.
Let's see. What's Matt been doing?
Okay.
There it is.
Yeah, here we go. I got a list.
I gotta hear about this lady.
Okay.
That's what I want to know.
So, you know us, me and Lauren, we like to go try new things, new restaurants. Like, we'll see a restaurant on TikTok, we'll just go. So one Sunday we got in the car and we're like, we wanted to try this Chinese restaurant because we love Chinese food and there's no good Chinese food around here. And it was in Dallas. It was up off 75 and Greenville area, 75 and Park, or it's somewhere up there.
So hold up. So y'all went all the way with the intention of just eating Chinese food?
Yeah.
I would never drive more than 7 miles for food.
Yeah, no, we talk about that. People are
That's
always
bold,
shocked.
Yeah, because you went and had that excellent Italian food, and you were like, what was it, Louisville?
Downtown Louisville.
I'm never going there for food.
People, no, we just like getting in the car and going. We'll just, if it's good food, we'll go. So anyway, we, I put it in Waze or whatever, and we're on our way, and it's 75 in Park Lane, and some of that, it's not the best area of Dallas right there. So I'm pulling up, and it's up on 250 feet on your left, and I pull in, and there's this kind of not a rundown. It was a rundown gas station right next to it, and I see this woman walking down this front face of the building, and then she's turning the corner as I'm pulling into the parking lot. And mind you, this is next door to the restaurant.
Yeah. So
she's leaning against the wall, and she proceeds to start taking her pants off, and I'm like, Lauren, that lady right there, that homeless lady right there, is about to take a shit on that wall right there.
Gross.
And she's looking, she's like, oh my God. And Andrew's like, what's happening? I was like, nothing. So I just pulled through the parking lot. I was like, yeah, we're not doing this. That's a sign that we shouldn't be here.
No, I'm not going to eat in the vicinity where just someone's shitting.
Yeah, so
what was the backup plan?
So the backup plan, I forget, where did we go? I don't have a backup. Oh, we ended up driving around. We ended up getting back on 75 and hitting 635 and going toward Las Colinas. We ended up at some Mexican food place that wasn't that good. So
damn. Well, at least you got to see a lady take a shit.
Yeah, that was interesting.
So, some people got to pay for that.
Let's see, what else? I've got a resolution to the Verizon debacle that I got us into.
Yeah.
So the pick is in for the Titans. So when they announced
I saw the odds on this were, was it 2,000 to 1 or something like that? So he's a lock. Yeah, it's going to be Cam Ward.
Yeah. So here comes Clown Goodell.
Fucking Pee Wee Herman on his bike earlier.
He did look like Pee Wee Herman.
He come rolling out in that bike. First thing I thought of. If we weren't live on the air right now, I usually boo really hard at this point.
Can I get this?
Oh.
There you go. Cam Ward.
It wasn't Cam Ward. It was
Cameron Ward.
Okay, so maybe you could win that bet. And you could sit on a technicality.
Maybe. Cam Ward, Tennessee Titan. He'll go and bust. But anyway, the Verizon update I got us into a few weeks back. So it took 3 more trips to the store. The last trip totaling 2 hours in total. So we were initially quoted like $170 a month, and after them screwing up again, me going up there, hounding them for 3 different occasions, I got a watch out of the deal, and we are now paying $153 a month. Oh, and we have a trade.
Cleveland trades the number 2 pick to
Jacksonville. He was 5.
Yes.
Who are they going to get? They're going to get.
I heard Ashton Ginty, but he'll be there.
Yeah,
it has to be Hunter or Carter.
They're going to get Hunter.
I mean, that's the only. Oh, man, that fucks up my prediction of Browns take Travis Hunter, and then they trade up to 12 to take Shadur Sanders, and we get draft picks.
Yeah, they're going to go get Hunter right here, I think.
So did Jacksonville inherit that clock? They didn't get a fresh 15?
I'm sure that the trade goes down before we see that clock right there.
So they knew.
They knew they were on the clock.
Okay, that makes sense. So new watch.
Yeah, I got a new watch.
Did you wear your muscle T-shirt up there and flex on them?
I didn't.
Did you wear your gray sweatpants so they just had to look at the outline of your penis?
No, each time I came after work, and so I was very business.
That's
and
smart.
I had my lanyard with my Ellis County. I'm gonna have to edit that out with my work credentials.
Yeah.
With my work credentials around my neck. So, it was very business. I was very professional, but very stern, and I wasn't backing down. Let's see. I'll skip the oil change stuff. Like I decided to change my own oil in my Civic, which is lowered, and so it's like really hard to find a place to change it. Super expensive. So I bought ramps, and then it was too low to hit the ramps, and then it took a couple trips like Lowe's or Home Depot, and I bought some 2x6s and figured it out that I could drive up on the wood and then kind of onto the ramp to get me up there, and so I changed my own oil for like $40 instead of like 120. So that was no brainer. Garage update. So we are recording in the garage, like I said. I did a massive clean of it. You've seen it in the past.
Yeah, it looks good with the shelves and the racks and everything.
Yeah,
this is how a garage should look.
Yeah, so I got Facebook Marketplace. Shout out Alex. I know he's my other Marketplace dude. I got 3 of these little 5-tier, probably 5 or 6 foot tall plastic shelves for $20. So grab those off Marketplace, and then hung a TV. We had an extra TV, as bougie as that sounds. We had an extra 65-inch TV, so we hung.
You just had to add that length on there. You could have just said extra TV.
So we had we got a TV out here. I hung a couple of the neon beer signs up, and not in its final form, but it's way better than it was.
Oh, it's a huge improvement. It looks good.
Yeah. I had a birthday. Since turned last year my 30s.
You're gonna be a man next year.
Yeah, finally. When do you get your big boy PP?
You still waiting on that?
Yeah.
Maybe when you turn 40.
Maybe
Maybe hit that second growth spurt.
Yeah, I don't wonder when you get your big boy PP. So this is probably the most unhinged thing I've ever done, and this is what I'm going to wrap up with. But I was in Walmart last week, and I wasn't in a bad mood. I wasn't mad. I wasn't upset. I wasn't anything. I was just in a Walmart, probably buying these hooks. The trade. So the Jags gave up a 2025 second, or they received the second, a 2025 fourth, a 2025 sixth, and the Browns moving from 2 to 5 get obviously the 5. They get a 2025 second and fourth round pick.
That's a fucking great deal.
And a 2026 first round pick.
Move back 3 spots. Yeah, get an extra second, extra fourth, and an extras 1. That's a no-brainer.
Yep. So the pick is in.
I like how we're informing people as if this won't be news when they listen to it 3 days later. We're like, hey, dude, guys, we're breaking the news right now. This is what the trade looks like. And they already know.
Well, maybe people will get a sense of how much we're into this, and how if we weren't recording, we do this. This is 3rd or 4th year in a row we watched the draft together.
Yeah, and Claire wanted at the movie theater in town they were re-showing Pink Floyd's live at Pompeii, which is really fucking cool. And she's like, "Oh, it's Thursday the 24th," and I said,
"Nope,
bad news, honey. That's the first round of the draft." I said, "I don't think I've missed a draft since 2002."
Yeah. Side note: I've been to Pompeii in the amphitheater where they did that.
Really?
Yeah, when I went to Italy.
Well, that's a flex.
It was really, I got goosebumps like when I went there.
I'm getting goosebumps right now listening to you.
So I'm in Walmart. Like I said, I'm not in a bad mood, just a normal day. But I see this old, and this dude was old. Like he was in his like late 70s old. He had a Packers hat, a Packers jacket, and a Packers like Debo slippers I have on.
Okay, well, first of all, if you're wearing a jacket in Texas in the spring,
he's old.
Trying too hard.
They're cold all the time.
Well,
I give him a break.
He's probably just escaped hospice care.
So he's in an aisle, right? And I'm turning a corner, and I see it, and there was no filter. I go, man, the Packers fucking suck. To his face. Like, he looked up, and we made eye contact. I said, man, the Packers fucking suck. And I just didn't break stride and kept walking. And then when I was walking away, I was like, what the fuck did I just do? Why did you do that?
That is an old
Yeah. I was like, why did you do that? I have no reason why I did that. I was like, the Packers fucking suck.
And if I were that guy, I would just say, how was that last playoff victory
Exactly.
taste?
Exactly.
Like
so many reasons why I shouldn't have done that.
Oh, yeah. If
so
it was somebody who was on their toes, they would have just murdered you with the comeback. When's the last time you won a Super Bowl? When's the last time you won a championship game? How was that last playoff game?
No, it just no filter. And
I think you just stunned the man and he didn't know what to do.
I stunned myself. I was like, that's so out of character. Like, I wouldn't.
Did you feel bad afterwards?
I did.
I was going to say.
I came home or I put it in my notes to talk about.
Yeah, I would kind of feel bad. And I'd say bad stuff all the time. I would feel bad about that. That was a little too much for you, bud.
Dude. And that's so out of character for me. But, yeah, I was like, fucking Packers suck, man.
Well, I wish that old man the best. The Packers do suck, though.
Yeah, so, all right.
All right, for me, I'll start with, Elizabeth had a field trip, and Claire went with her. It was at the Fort Worth Zoo, and somebody really fudged up the scheduling there because Claire said there was 70 other schools there at once.
Jesus Christ.
She sent me a picture, and it was just a sea
That's
of
my
people.
nightmare.
Yeah, she's like, we couldn't do anything. We were just elbow to elbow walking around the whole time. Like, the exhibits were just overcrowded. Somebody really dropped the ball there, and thankfully I didn't go.
Have you ever been on a field trip with the kiddo?
Yeah, we went to the Waco zoo a couple years ago.
It was a school field trip?
It was. Yeah, I think she was in kindergarten.
Yeah, I've been to a field trip with Landry. I like it. It's fun.
I remember, I swear, growing up in Red Oak, man, I think we went to the Dallas Farmers Market like 3 times on 3 separate field trips. Mm-hmm. Or maybe we just did something around there and ended up at the Farmers Market.
There's always a park right there, like an old park.
I just remember going there and like my dad worked in downtown, so he could just meet me there and buying like a sugar cane and eating a sugar cane all day. Yeah. Those are good memories. We had Easter at my house this past weekend, which that's just basically my family, my mother-in-law, Kimberly and Dakota. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
But it was a good time. Dakota and I hid the eggs. We did a pretty good job. And
nice.
We had the golden egg. We had a $5 bill in it.
Yeah,
I thought it was funny that, when Ellie found it, the first thing she did goes, let me check this out.
Held it up to the light.
Held it up to the light. And I was like, you little bitch. Like, you think I'm going to fraud you out of a $5 bill? If anything, it would have been fake money, and I would have just put like a 50 in there just to crush your spirits. If I was going to be real diabolical about this. All right, number 2 pick
is in.
It's Travis. It's Travis Hunter.
Travis Hunter.
I like that fit better than
and nobody had
Cleveland.
Oh yeah, for sure. Nobody had him. Nobody had this.
I saw Jacksonville moving up maybe to get Ashton Genty, but hey, you get a guy that's Heisman Trophy winner. I think he's a full-time receiver that moonlights as a corner, but it's whatever their preference was. But
that's what I would.
But you got Travis Hunter now, and what's the name? Brian Thomas Jr.
Yep, that's what I would have.
Pretty good fucking duo right there. So
that's what I would have.
I get that move. Oh shit, your wife's here. Fuck.
Hide.
God damn it! I told you should have put that door down, dude. Well, I'm not going to go on this dog rant while everyone's here. Real quick, I took the kids to see Minecraft.
Yeah,
I took both of them. And
I gotta take Landry.
Dude, I really liked it. I asked my buddy Paul about him and his son going to see it. You know, Paul said he enjoyed it for what it was. You know, it's obviously a kids movie. It's goofy. It's not going to win an Oscar, but it's enjoyable. Yeah, and Jack Black's in it, and Jason Momoa did a great job. Like he did enough to like laugh at himself and be this goofy guy. And overall, dude, I would give it like a solid 3-star rating. I laughed. Nice. I didn't cry, but I laughed. Okay, Travis Hunter over here dug in or whatever that's called. Okay, you want to take a break?
Yeah, we'll take a break on this so I'll know where to come back in on. Going back to my birthday, I learned that both Kurt Cobain and Lane Stanley died on my birthday.
That's a really weird, cool stat.
Yeah, well, Not for them, but it's just weird that both of them died on my birthday.
It's just weird enough that both of them died on the same day, and then you just happen to be like celebrating like your 8th birthday.
Yeah, like,
like
Courtney Love just blew Kurt Cobain's head off.
Is that what happened?
I think so.
I don't think she would have done it. Maybe like somebody else.
I don't think he committed suicide.
I don't either. I don't know.
If we being honest.
But then again, I mean, it lines up just because he didn't want the fame and all that, and I feel like it got too big for him. And he seems like the kind of guy that would eat a bullet, so.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Landry. We were talking about suicide.
Oh, hey, guys. Hey. We're live on the air. Hi, babe.
Hello. Hey, babe.
Hello.
What do you got, Landry? What are you carrying right now?
Hi.
No, what are you carrying?
Caesar's pizza.
Yeah, but is it hot and ready?
Is it hard and ready?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's why my wife calls me Little Caesar.
Because he's hot and ready?
Every day.
All right. So we just had the trade for Jacksonville moving to 2 to get Hunter. Giants are on the clock. We're going to take a little break. We're going to eat some pizza, and then we'll be back. And we're back. Pizza has been consumed, and there's been a few more picks. I think we left off with Jacksonville at 2, trading down and getting Travis Hunter, and then 3, the Giants picked Abdul Carter.
Abdul Carter. Biggest thing to hit New York since September 11th.
Jesus Christ.
That's a solid pick, though, man. That defensive line's pretty scary now.
Yep. Yes.
They're a quarterback away from basically making us 4th in the division, depending on how the rest of this night and the next 2 days go.
Yep. Because who's their quarterback room? DeVito?
Jamison Winston and Russell Wilson.
Shit. Put Jameis back there.
That's what I was saying, dude. They signed Jamison first, and like everyone was stoked. Just like, oh, this is going to be magic. And then they got Wilson, and he's just like a wet blanket.
Let Jameson get back there and throw 30 picks and 30 touchdowns.
Oh, he'll do it. He's the only member of the 30-30 club.
Yep.
All right. The only other thing I wanted to get into was so for the first time in my 12 years working, I got bit by a dog. It was a mean fucking dog too, man. Like a 90-pound mutt. Just came around at I gave him a couple treats first because I was trying to make friends with him. So I gave him a couple treats. And then as I was walking to the house, the little fucker got real low, snuck up from behind me, and wrapped his ugly mouth around my leg and like bit into my Achilles, which is not a fun place.
No.
So
not at all.
I got something I want to say to that dog because I know that little motherfucker's probably listening right now. I hope that every squeaky toy you get never squeaks. Hold on, that's not all. There's the pick in right now. The Jets are picking.
Jets are picking at 7.
Oh, they got the guard.
Mimbu.
They got the tackle from Missouri.
Yeah.
All right. I hope that when you get kibbles and bits, it's only bits. I hope that your thirst is never quenched.
Are bits the good part or is the kibble the good part?
I don't know. Bits sound like little crumbs. So
we hope you starve, basically.
I hope that your owner forgets how to read. I hope that when someone asks you who's a good boy, you know that deep down they don't mean you. I hope that you get lost at a Chinese meat market.
Wow.
I hope that every squirrel you chase runs into the street and you follow it. I hope that every time you look up, a bird poops on your face. I hope that you make friends with a fox and y'all become best friends, only to have that friendship ripped apart for external reasons. I hope that you go on a hunting trip with Dick Cheney.
Jesus Christ.
I hope that every time you go to sleep, a tick embeds himself inside of you. I hope that every time it rains, you have no shelter. And I hope that your next dog owner is Michael Vick.
Oh, my God.
Fuck you, dude. Fuck that dog. That dog fucking sucks.
Dude, that was fucking Nagasaki there at the end. Jesus.
Yeah, I saved that Michael Vick one for the last.
Jesus.
I showed my list to Claire, and I was like, I think that Michael Vick one's going to be my ender.
Jesus. Okay, so 7th, we'll break back in with...
after Abdul Carter, we had number 4. That was the Will Campbell going to the New England Patriots.
5
was Mason Graham, Cleveland, which they got a haul, dude. They got an extra 2, extra 4, and the next year's 1. Love that trade for them. Going number 6 was our pride and joy. I only meant that because we didn't get them. Ashton Genty going to the Las Vegas Raiders.
And then 7, Mimbu just went to the Jets. Carolina's on the clock now at 8. So me neither. But let's move on to the next segment. I've got TikToks, I think.
You want to say Mount Rushmore? You want to do your TikToks?
Oh yeah, we're supposed to go right in. I'm just following.
Well, the Mount Rushmore it coincides with that dog.
Okay, yeah, let's do our Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
So our Mount Rushmore this week are
Actual good boys.
Actual good boys.
And girls.
Good dogs.
Good dogs. Unlike that piece of shit.
From TV or movies.
Yes.
All right. So since this is kind of your deal and you're still dealing with your trauma, I'll let you go first.
Well, I could see your list here, and we already got a couple. But my number one.
Oh, we already have a couple? Oh,
yeah, I think I saw 2 on there that I had, but that's okay. My number one, I mean, it's got to be Scooby-Doo.
Okay.
Scooby-Doo, I put he's a true best friend. He'll smoke weed with you, and he'll investigate ghosts and ghouls with the gang. Yeah. He's a snitch. Scooby ain't no snitch.
Basically a cop.
That's Scrappy-Doo. Scrappy-Doo's a little bitch.
Okay.
We don't fuck with Scrappy-Doo on this podcast.
All right.
What you got?
That's a good one. Scooby-Doo's a good one.
It is a good one. I would love to hang out with Scooby-Doo.
That's a good one. My first one was Chance from Homeward Bound.
Yeah, see, that was on mine.
Yeah.
Chance is a fucking leader.
I was thinking Shadow, but
Shadow's too much of a goofball.
No, he's too much of an old man. He was too much of an old man and just kind of a stick in the mud.
Wait, who did you say?
Chance.
Oh, see, mine was Shadow.
Okay, so we got different. Chance was the boxer looking dog.
Yeah, he was Michael J. Fox.
He was the goofball.
So you went with
I went with the goofball. And the one scene that always sticks out in my mind, and this is from us watching it, when we were little, is when he's fucking with a porcupine, and Shadow's like, don't, or I think it's Sassy's like, don't do that shit.
Don't do that shit.
And then the fucking.
I would love an adult version of Homeward Bound. Don't you fucking do that.
But it'd have to be Snoop and like Kevin Hart, like voicing like the animals.
Dude, we need that remake. That would be amazing.
But yeah, she's like, don't mess with that, and that porcupine gets him. So he's got those porcupine quills just sticking out of his face. Yeah, that always sticks with me. So yeah, Chance from Homeward Bound.
Well, then my number 2 was actually Shadow from Homeward Bound. I put on here as a true leader who helps deliver Chance and Shadow home, or Chance and Sassy. I like how I need a cat named Sassy. As a 37-year-old man, I need a cat named Sassy.
Oh, come here, Sassy cat.
Yeah. All right.
Sorry, I was taking a drink of crispy Diet Coke.
You Diet Coke, man.
Yeah, I'm addicted. Yeah, it's a real thing. My second one is Baxter from Anchorman. He was a namesake for one of my dogs. Rest in peace, Baxter. But yeah, he got punted over a bridge and by Jack Black.
That might be one of the most memorable scenes of that whole movie. That movie's, it's great from start to finish, but him just booting that dog, it'll never get old. Like I could just see a clip of that in a different context. It'll make me laugh every time.
You just ruined what I love. What do you love? He lifts off, Scotch, lady, and of course my good friend Baxter here, and he fucking just takes and fucking punts it over the fucking bridge.
It was a bridge of a freeway too, so he just got fucking nailed.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, it was a great scene. Okay, I actually had Baxter too, but I think that was an honorable mention. My number 3, where the fuck is that one? Oh, here we go. It's Wishbone. And I looked on the list, and Wishbone wasn't on the list of top 40.
I can't believe that.
That's a crime, dude. So I just put, I loved going on adventures with that Jack Russell Terrier in my childhood. I mean, I feel like most of us of this age watched some Wishbone at some point.
Oh, I did. Channel 13?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
PBS show.
Poor kid, yeah.
I'd watch that, and then like Arthur and Recess, and that was like my lineup until I was I was like literally in junior high. I was watching Recess and Arthur. That was like my guilty pleasure. And then I'd watch like TRL and get like little boners watching like Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right.
So that genie up.
My third one, and another one that's not on the list, was I want to say his name was Frank, but I just put the pug from Men in Black.
I think it was Frank.
It's Frank the Pug.
Yeah.
Because, Bernie Boy and Ziggy and my pugs. I'm a pug guy. The pug from Men in Black. Not on the list.
And I like how you're like me and you give animals human names.
Right? Instead of like...
I couldn't call my dog like Biscuit or something, whatever.
Yeah.
It's got to be like, Eddie.
Yeah.
Jolene.
Alan. Come here, Alan.
Yeah. I want to name my dog Thurgood. I want to get a black dog named Thurgood after Thurgood Marshall.
There you go. Well, we named Bernie after Bernie Mac.
See, that's okay. It's an honorable name.
Yeah, well, we love Bernie Mac.
Exactly.
As a couple.
And we all should love Thurgood Marshall.
All right, so before our fourth one, the Carolina pick is in at 8.
This isn't even live.
This is unhinged.
Oh,
shit.
Cowboys are
come on.
Fucking
nope. Matthew Golden, baby. Let's go all day.
No, trade down.
Matthew Golden.
Trade down, get a Buka. Hey, I'm okay with that, dude. I honestly didn't want him. Once you see those clips about him not really, I don't know, not caring's not the right word, but, not into watching film. He seems like the kind of guy that's not going to want to really push himself. And I get, right? Like, physically, yeah, he's a beast. Like, it'd be great to pair him with CD Lamb, but I was never a big fan of that pick. So, yeah, Panthers, let them have him.
Have fun.
Now they have a 5'10" quarterback to go with a 6'4" wide receiver.
Yep.
You can just chunk it up there.
All right, so here's your fourth one.
Did I do four? Oh, yeah, fourth one. I had Balto. Did you ever see that movie?
Nope.
It was like an animated movie. Claire liked that movie growing up. So she made me watch it like when we were adults. And it was actually pretty good. So he's half dog, half wolf. But he was shunned by both communities, basically for being a mulatto. But he stepped up to save the town from an epidemic by going on a dangerous expedition to get medicine for everybody. So he did like basically like a sled dog. Yeah, sled dog is way out there, like fucking fighting everybody and like earning the respect.
Oh, thank you.
What
Thank you so
got?
much.
Lauren, you ever seen Balto, the movie?
What?
Balto, you ever seen it? Half dog, half wolf, saves the town.
Negative.
All right, so
Well, that's why we don't have wives on the podcast.
if you had a
Back to the kitchen.
that was a disaster. That was a disaster. So since you're here,
Just kidding.
our Mount Rushmore is TV or movie dogs. So if
fair.
you just give me like your top 2 dogs from like any TV or movie.
Other than these two dogs you got right here in front of you.
Airbud.
Oh,
That's a solid
That's
pick.
a solid pick.
That's an honorable mention on mine.
Shadow from.
okay.
What is it?
Homeward Bound.
Yes.
Okay, he
That was
had
mine.
that.
I had
he
Shadow.
I had
There you go.
I had Chance.
He's a goofball. That's why he picked him.
You don't have to do 4 if you don't want to. Don't worry about the silence. I'll edit it out.
Cat dog.
What?
Cat dog.
I don't know.
That's only half a pick.
Okay, well. Was Alpha Dog?
Alpha dog. You mean like me?
No, like Alf, like the show.
He
No.
wasn't a dog. He was an alien.
He's an alien.
He ate cats.
Beethoven.
There you go.
Okay.
That's a good pick.
Yep, that's a okay. Okay,
I got a bone to pick with you though.
why?
Oh, shit. They told me. I got scared.
Yes, yes. See, you get to go home.
I got whipped around really quickly.
You get to go home.
All right. Well,
What did I do?
3 rolls or 2 rolls almost since last Friday.
Of what?
That.
Oh, they're talking about toilet paper. I was gonna laugh so hard if he went through 2 rolls of toilet
We
paper.
ration our toilet paper every year.
Dude, I could have like last week. I could have shit through a screen door and not hit a wire.
Speaking of that,
That's such a redneck thing to say.
but have you discussed the homeless lady with Andrew?
Yeah, we hit
that was the right call to not eat there. That's an immediate like deviation to go somewhere else.
All right, y'all have fun.
All right. So your fourth was something I've never heard of. What was it?
Balto.
Bongo.
Balto. Actually, that wasn't my fourth. Where did I put my fourth one? Oh, fourth one actually was Doug from Up.
Okay, that's
The talking
solid.
dog.
Yep, that's odd.
Balto's honorable mention.
That's odd. So my fourth one was the Beast from Sandlot.
Was he? He was likable at the end though.
He was likable at the end, and that's what
matters.
He's a big old mastiff, and I liked in the movie how they just built him up to be larger than life. Like
Oh, yeah.
in when they're recreating the story, like you see him and he's like 15 foot tall, and his paws like 8 foot wide. And,
Yeah.
and then in the end, he just ended up being he just wanted some love, and he's a big old mastiff.
That's all of us, dude. That's a movie we review if we ever have like Brady back on or somebody else, like another buddy of ours that's into baseball.
We
'cause
might just need to bust out a movie review for old time's sake.
I told you it's good to do like when we have a buddy on,
Yeah.
and we can all talk about it because it's just me and you talking about it. We're basically just talking about a movie.
Yep.
But if we can get a third point of view on it and more opinions and jokes and all that, like I think it's good to have only when we have guests on and like we cater it to them. Like tailor the
Serious
pick.
question.
Yeah. What's up?
Would Teen Wolf be considered on this list? Could he be?
You know what? He's got a little dog
Wolf
in him.
K9.
It's like a hybrid.
Well, at least if you put a collar on him, you'd always know where he was at.
Is it Michael J. Fox or Jason Bateman?
Michael J. Fox.
Okay.
Because, you know where he's at because he,
He's shaking.
yeah. And
That's a Parkinson's joke.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Get a 9/11 joke.
That's true.
if we're gonna keep score here. Okay, so my honorable mention, Lauren said it, Beethoven, big slobbery bastard.
I'd like to rewatch that actually. Like I mean something I
Yeah.
can watch with my kids.
Yeah. And then Slinky from
God damn it! That was my
from
last
Toy
one.
Story.
That was a good one, dude. Plus, he's got to be he's a wiener dog, right? Obviously, and those are always been my favorite dogs.
Yeah.
I had a few growing up.
Yep.
I put with Slinky Dog. Where is it? I said he's a Southern gentleman with unwavering loyalty to his buds. I mean, what else could you ask
Well,
for?
yeah. What else do you need? And I'm so proud of us. There was no Toto. There was no Old Yeller. There was no Lassie.
Well, we're not that fucking old.
Well, and they weren't that good.
That's true. And they weren't that good. Saints pick is in.
All right, Saints pick is in at 9.
Are they taking a quarterback?
Jackson Dart. Fuck. Damn. Okay. All right, they're getting somebody to protect Derek Carr or Spencer Rattler or whoever the fuck's playing
Isn't
quarterback.
Derek Carr is he going to retire?
Yeah, no, I think they said he was going to play this season.
You know, I'm good with that pick. I'm always thinking if you're you got to protect them.
So there's Kelvin Banks Jr. gone.
I need to see the big board of who's left because I mean, there's some. We liked Genty. We liked the wide receivers are still open. We liked Kelvin Banks, but they're still Booker, right, from Bama.
Jade Barron, who I like.
I mean, we can go defense. I'll take Jalen Walker.
Jalen Walker, yeah. No, it's still there. It's all lining up. So Cowboys are 3 picks away. So yeah, let's see. I got
you got TikToks.
I got TikToks. Let me see. And I probably screwed this up because I didn't do it in the right format. And some of these are probably supposed to go with some of the stories I did, I guess. So okay. So this first one, it's pretty cool. I don't know if you've heard this. Let me see. I'm blow somebody's eardrums out. So did you hear that they found a planet that they were like 97.3% sure has life on it?
No.
Okay, check this out.
How could they
check this out.
calculate that?
Scientists have discovered the strongest evidence yet of possible life beyond our solar system. Researchers using the James Webb Space Telescope say they have detected in a distant planet's atmosphere 2 gases that are generated on Earth by living organisms. This suggests the distant planet may be teeming with microbial life. While more research is needed, scientists say, here's the headline, these are the first hints of an alien world that is possibly inhabited.
Boom.
I don't know how to feel about that.
Shout out to Mike Tirico, who also does news.
I was going to say, is that fucking Mike Tirico? Like Good Morning America?
I got one more.
This moment in history of science will be viewed as a paradigm shift in our search for life.
NASA's James Webb Space Telescope has helped scientists detect the strongest signs yet of possible life beyond our solar system, 124 light years away, on a planet named K2-18b. The chemical footprints of 2 gases were observed. On Earth, those gases are only created by living organisms, specifically marine microbes. It's all in a new study, and while the researchers behind it are excited, they're also cautious.
This is one of the biggest questions we have asked as a species in all of science, and we have to deal with it very carefully in that we want to be really, really robust in establishing whether this is...
So yeah, there's there could be life on
Yeah. Checkmate,
life on,
Christians.
I'm just looking at the one on the right. Jesus.
I'm looking at them both.
H.
I have no idea who these baddies are, but I am interested.
All right. Okay, so this one, rest in peace to the throw god, Mike Leach.
Oh, what'd you
This
call
one,
him?
throw god, because his offense just threw for a bunch of...
First I thought you said throat god. And I was like, fucking Mike Leach? You not know about that?
You telling me something?
Yeah, you breaking news right now, like post-mortem? This guy's out here.
Well, apparently Kanye was sucking his cousin's wee-wee.
Yeah, man, that was weird.
Yeah.
And he just goes unhinged. Like, no one probably asked him about that. You know? Nobody was asking questions. He just fucking threw it out there.
Yeah. What are you looking at? Do I need to pull down the Kaczynski door? Do I need to shut the Kaczynski door?
The Kaczynski blinds would be nice.
You want me to do that?
As long as, like, nobody... I feel like people are just watching us, but it's like... They know we peaked.
Fuck it. Okay, so schedule release May 14th. Cool. NFL schedule release. Okay, so yeah, so there was a... I'll just let the TikTok explain it.
This is an amazing story, too.
Apparently, Mike Leach, which, God rest his soul, he said in a staff meeting one time, what if we have a little person on our team all the time for short yardage situations so we can give him the football and throw him over the goal line for the first down?
This is the dwarf package. Yeah. It 100% is, or we call it the Shire package.
What personnel group is this?
Yeah.
00.
Yeah. 9.5.
-2.
What is the rule about launching a player? Because You're not allowed technically to pull a guy. What about throwing a guy?
You have
Like on Wolf of Wall Street.
It's illegal?
It's illegal, Coach. Rule 9, Section 3, Article 2B. No player may grasp, pull, lift.
So, yeah. So, I mean, that's typical Leach.
I mean,
that's such a Leach thing.
Thinking outside the box, right?
Such
At
a
least he's
Leach
trying.
thing.
All right, Bears pick is in.
Bears pick is in.
Packers fans are losing their minds.
It's in. I don't think I can get to another TikTok. These next two, God almighty, they're funny.
God almighty.
God almighty. All right, come on.
I like how they rebranded to the actual bear instead of the C.
Yeah, I like that.
I like it.
Oh, shut up. And just
I was just thinking, shut the fuck
fucking
up. Make the
say it.
pick.
Oh, one of their Hall of Famers died.
Yeah. Didn't he have like ALS?
ALS, yeah.
All right, R.I.P., bud.
My bad, dude.
They talked about him too.
Yeah. Steve McMichael.
He was married and then got a divorce, and his ex-wife married Stone Cold Steve Austin.
No way.
Yeah. And he was at like WrestleMania 11 when Lawrence Taylor fought Bam Bam Bigelow, and he's in the Hall of Fame. It's like, okay, you know what? That's a pretty cool life.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, moment of silence. And we're back.
I don't know what to do here because I want to play these TikToks, but I don't want to stop it and announce the pick and then pick it back up.
Yeah, nobody's gonna listen to this.
Okay,
let's get the pick.
All right, let's get the pick. I think he's done anyway, or not.
He's still fucking talking.
Here we go. Here we go. Because I kind of have a game on the last one. I kind of have a game that I need to play with you.
Okay.
There's so much editing that's going to need to happen.
I was just thinking you're gonna have to edit all this out, and I feel bad for you, but
it's okay because what's cool is like when, like now when I get the silence, I notice it like the flat line, with nothing. It's pretty easy. I just highlight it and hit delete, and it deletes it.
That's not bad.
It's not bad. Only when there's a lot of it,
And there is going to be a lot.
There's going to be a lot. Colston Loveland.
I guess they don't like Cole Kmet.
Nope. They hate him. They fuck you, Cole Kmet. All right, so and I don't know that this is fake or not, and I don't care.
I don't understand how you even think.
So the headline reads "Shocking Pancake Challenge T-shirt sends internet into a frenzy."
Okay.
I don't understand how you even think to create a shirt like this.
It seems public decency has fallen. A restaurant is facing backlash over a controversial new food challenge. The meal, 2 towering stacks of pancakes, and for those who want to commemorate the feast, a t-shirt is available reading, "I took down the towers" in under 9 minutes and 11 seconds.
Jesus Christ.
Many say the design is a tasteless joke. Others argue it's just breakfast.
Hey, we're past the threshold. We can make jokes.
Joke. It's not funny.
Okay,
Dude,
I just need to know
disagree.
where can I get that T-shirt?
I disagree because I was laughing I found that like 2 weeks ago, and I'm still laughing.
If I found that shirt at a thrift store, I'm 100% buying it.
At the end there, and when we stopped recording, at the end there, it showed like a shop. Like, I'll try to find it.
I would love that T-shirt.
Okay, so here's the next.
You know they were doing it on purpose because why else would it be in under 9 minutes and 11 seconds? Like, come on, they knew what they were doing. I took down the 2 towers.
So here's the next one.
Recharger. Battery charger.
Sarah Colwell from Plymouth in England is a dead set Pom who now sounds like she's from Shanghai.
It wasn't until I was in the ambulance on the way to the hospital she actually said, "Are you aware of the way you're speaking?" And I said, "Oh, I sound like I have a slur." She said, "No, you sound like you can work at a Chinese restaurant." Battery charger.
Sarah Colwell.
Oh, I've actually heard of that happening before.
I've heard of it, but
like
I don't
people
know.
waking up and either having accents or speaking a totally different language.
Yeah, dude,
the brain is fucking weird, man.
That leads me like if you came out of a coma and had like one of those like miracles where, like you learn a language, like what would you want your ability to be?
Like language?
No, just anything. Like, we talked about people waking up with comas and like. They can all of a sudden do something they couldn't do before.
I would be like a Rain Man, so I would have like a specialty, and I could like make money off of it.
Oh, see, I would.
Like,
I would
be a card counter or something.
See, I would want to like come out of like a coma and be able to like learn how to like be able to play the drums.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Well, that's what I
yeah.
meant. Like, I would have a skill mastered.
Yeah.
Like, whatever it was, I would just be
yeah.
a master of that, so I could be like, I'm going to make money now.
Yeah, yeah. That's
yeah.
I would like want to play the drums.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I always talk about that. Like, what instrument could you play if you could master any of them?
Oh, drums.
Well, for me, it's drums, but also I really like the piano.
Yeah,
I would love to
cool.
be able to play the piano. I think the piano's pretty cool.
Bitches love the piano.
Yeah, Elton John. Elton John got all the bitches.
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
If he wanted to, I think he just declined.
So we'll go with this one.
Is that Zach Bagel?
Finally tonight, the extraordinary new view of the Titanic. Tonight here, the stunning new 3D images of the Titanic.
Wow.
Using a remote-controlled submersible camera to meticulously scan the Titanic from all angles.
Wow, here it goes.
In a new Nat Geo documentary special called
they're showing
Titanic
how it
Digital
went down.
Resurrection from ABC's parent company Disney.
Apparently, there were dudes still shoveling coal
as it was going,
as water was in there.
Well,
coming in.
You knew you're fucked.
Reconstructing
working class, poor people on the bottom,
We
first to
actually now
go.
find out from these simulations that the time it took for a Titanic to collide with the iceberg was 6.3 seconds.
The incredible level of detail, allowing them to construct a first-of-its-kind, full-size 3D rendering of the wreckage. It may help solve some of the Titanic's biggest unsolved mysteries.
This davit is in an up position, meaning its crew is basically trying to get a lifeboat ready to be launched.
Tonight, the extraordinary new view of the Titanic.
That's one of those things that's like terrifying to me because one of my biggest fears is just being like in the open sea at nighttime, and you're just like on a boat.
Yep.
And just the vastness. Same thing about space, but I'll never go to space, obviously. But just the utter vastness of it and the helplessness and knowing what's under there. I mean, I bet everyone on there thought they were going to die.
Yeah, so I'm going on a cruise in a couple weeks. So,
well, warm water.
Warm water, yeah.
You're not going across the Atlantic in the winter time.
That's what I got. That's what I got going for me. Okay, so I was going to click and read the article, but it's basically Lamar Jackson and the number 8.
So. Oh, that's so stupid, man.
The 8 trademark situation with Lamar Jackson, to kind of give a timeline, if you will. So we learned that the Budweiser number 8 trademark is not going to be continued and renewed by Teresa. Haven't talked to Teresa.
So Teresa is his, I believe, either stepmom or mom.
Don't know why that was her decision, but we saw an opportunity to pick up the number, see if we could get the trademark. Without the trademark, we can run the number. Anyone can. We can use the number, no problem. Did we have a trademark for the current number 8 Junior Motorsports number that we've been running since 2019? No, there was no trademark for that number. So we filed for the Bud 8 trademark. We have succeeded in that process, and as a backup plan, filed for the trademark on the Junior Motorsports number 8. That Josh.
Yeah, he's at War Troy Aikman with his 8 beer, and then now Dale Jr. I just think he's kind of gay.
Oh, never mind. I thought they were ranking quarterbacks. I was like, how the fuck is Joe Burrow number 17? Oh, they're just showing how everybody has a quarterback right here.
Yeah, like who's like the order and who their quarterback is.
I heard Lamar Jackson's being like a real cunt about it, and it's
He
like
is.
I didn't even like if I think number 8. I guess I would think Kobe first. That was like his.
Me and Troy Aikman.
Yeah, and obviously Troy Aikman. Yeah.
It's not even a question.
I don't think Lamar Jackson.
No.
And it's douchey to try to trademark a number.
Okay, so this last one is Goodell coming out for the pick.
He got time. He'll probably talk about dumb shit. Plus, it's the 49ers, so who cares?
Okay, so
are these English football team
So I'm gonna name some English. This guy's gonna name some English football team nicknames, and you're gonna decide if they're real or fake. Okay?
I'm gonna suck.
All right.
But all I gotta say is real or fake, right? So
Yeah.
I got a chance. Okay.
All right. Here we go.
Yeah.
Names, real or fake?
Okay.
Magpies.
That is.
I think he meant cream pie, and those are definitely real.
He said magpies.
Magpie. That's real.
Real.
Yes, that is real.
Do you know who it is?
Nope.
You know who it is.
For some reason, I want to say Brighton.
Newcastle. The Crumpets.
No, that's not real.
Oh, what? No, that's not real.
That's fake. You knew that immediately. You never know with these, bro. The Cherries.
No, it's too stupid. Who roots for that?
Fake. That is real. That's Bournemouth.
Bournemouth.
The Bournemouth Cherries.
Is that? You said this is all EPL,
Yeah,
or
they're Premiership. All right, we're waiting for the 49ers pick. We'll do one more.
All right, here we go.
The Owls.
That's real. Yeah, I know
They
who
are,
that is.
right?
Yes.
Yep.
Sheffield Wednesday is the Owls. The Biscuitmen.
I want that to be real.
What do you say?
No, it's not real.
No.
It's real.
Oh, yes.
Reading.
The Teapot.
Yeah, somebody,
All right.
some idiot called. Oh man,
49ers got Michael Williams, edge from Georgia.
That boy got gums for days.
All right, that means Cowboys are on the clock, and
How did we have 1 minute and
Jesus
24
Christ.
seconds?
All right, so we'll finish up this little segment, and then we're gonna just focus on the Cowboys.
All right, teapots. That's real.
No.
Sounds
That's real.
Pretty British.
We're talking
It's
British.
fake.
Sounds like
shit.
if it was like a Boston team or something. Boston Tea Party. That's what comes to mind.
Are these English
All right, so I think that was
football
it for
team
TikTok.
nicknames real or fake?
All right, I
Yep,
need to
that was
see
it for
who's on the board
TikToks.
now, dude. Like, we should be listening to the fan right now.
So we've got Golden.
I know you want Golden.
I want him.
I want to trade down.
We might. I mean, usually when you see it run down this far, it's a trade.
They're working on
Yeah.
the details.
Yeah, they're working a trade.
All right, well, Cowboys on clock. I'm gonna burn one.
The pick is in.
Ah, shit, we're not trading it.
The pick is in.
They're gonna take a guy with a 3rd round grade.
I don't know, dude. I'm scared. All right, so they're gonna talk for a minute, and we can move on.
We got questions and hills to die on.
Okay, I've got hills to die on, and then I also have a couple of these little news stories. I could run through these news real quick if we wanted to.
I got to press the button.
Press
Too
it.
late.
Boom. Okay, cool. Let's. Okay, so. Sorry, dude, I shouldn't eat pizza. The headline on this one reads: Mini dachshund who escaped owners 1 year ago continues to evade capture on remote island.
What a awesome dog.
A miniature dachshund named Valerie, who has spent almost a year and a half lost on a remote island in southern Australia, has been spotted in the wild. Now the rescue workers and islanders think they're finally close to catching the little pup. Quote, fantastic news off the bat, Jared Karen, a staff member of Kangala Wildlife Rescue, said in an update video. We've seen her. We've narrowed her down to the search area and to one specific point, and we've got cameras in place. She's looking really healthy. And I lost it in the search area.
Please show me a picture.
Do we have a picture?
Oh, there she
look at her.
is. What an adorable girl.
Look at her.
Shit, Valerie is no survivalist.
Yeah. Well, obviously,
I would disagree
beg
with
to
that.
differ.
All right, Cowboys.
All right, here we go.
Here we go. All right, we got a guard. So, you don't like that? We said we were good with linemen.
I was good with Kelvin Banks.
Tyler Booker he's a guard though, right? They can't flip him into tackle.
No, he's a guard.
So I mean, you had Zach Martin retire. So and they did sign like 17 different offensive linemen this year. But hey, you get a dog to shore up the line. I can't be mad at that. You're not happy with it?
No.
You wanted a playmaker?
Yep. Because I think that's what we're missing.
Well, we're also missing a guard until now. That boy's running. See, I like that. I look how fucking excited he is. That jacket looks so soft. There you go, bud. Welcome to misery.
Okay, well, let's go on to the next stupid fucking story I have. All right, so let's see. Valerie, she's escaped. And
I feel like we should be pulling up a
she's on the
scouting
run.
report right now on this guy, but we're still talking about mini dachshunds.
I don't want to talk about him.
Why not? Where did you think he was going to go? He's a first round pick.
Yeah, I think we need a playmaker, and I don't know. I wanted a playmaker. I wanted Golden
Let's
or
get the scouting
Ibuka
report.
or
6'4" and 5'8", 321 pounds. Yeah, he's a guard. Mickey Spagnola will tell you he's a guard.
So maybe I can pick this up on audio, man.
Look at him just eating up those linemen, putting them in the dirt. That's what you call putting a dick in the dirt right there. You know, Luther Burden could be there in the second.
Yeah, I don't think 13 picks in.
A running back will be there.
Yeah. I think we should have traded back.
Okay, that's what I said from the beginning, but
I think we should have traded back. But whatever.
Okay, but if you wanted an offensive lineman, because they were probably convinced of taking an offensive lineman. Kelvin Banks was gone. Amumbo or whatever was gone. Campbell's gone. I mean, is this not the next guy up?
It's the next guy up.
Is he not the?
But are we picking just for need here?
Well,
and
I
that's
don't know.
where you get in trouble instead of going BPA.
How do you know he's not BPA though? We don't know their big board.
I don't know their board. But
Well, I know you really like Matthew Golden, but who else?
Ibuka.
I like Ibuka.
I think Ibuka, he's plug and play for 10 years.
Ibuka is the kind of guy that's
He's the
gonna
most
step in,
pro-ready.
and he's going to be the Robin for 10 years.
Yeah, he's just the most pro-ready guy.
I agree with that. I did like Ibuka more than McMillan and Golden.
Okay, so we'll get back to the pod. So I got hills to die on.
Oh,
Usually you got a bunch. I've got some.
The Cowboys should not have taken a guard at number 12. Is that number
That's
one?
number one.
Okay.
Number one, 1A. 1B, no. But my first one, if you properly cook and season a steak, you don't need steak sauce.
I agree.
And I don't also think you don't need to marinate steaks. You don't need to put
No salt and pepper?
I think that's all.
Marinate. My
Yeah,
bad.
I think that's all you need.
Yeah, I'm with you.
If you get a good steak or a good cut of meat, good
Yeah.
quality cut of meat, you just need salt and pepper.
Yeah, I misunderstood you. Yeah. We don't marinate steaks. We salt and pepper them. That's it.
Yeah, that's all you need, and you don't need steak sauce if you properly cook it.
You definitely don't need ketchup.
No, like a fucking freak. My second one, if you cut, so I'm back kind of meal prepping and eating healthier. So a lot of my
You just slammed like 5 slices of pizza, but I know what
I was excited.
It's your cheat day. You're
It's
good.
cheat
You're
day.
good. You're good.
It's a big occasion. It's draft night.
It is a big day.
Tomorrow I'll go back to eating cauliflower rice and fucking chicken. So I'm getting a lot of these videos about like healthy meal preps. If you cut your food with scissors, you're a fucking moron. Grow up and learn how to use a knife.
I've never.
Grown men will cut up their food with a chicken or with a
Before
scissors.
it's cooked?
Or after. I've seen it both.
I've seen it like if you're doing it before.
No.
But after, I would never think like, oh, let me get my fork and a pair of scissors out so I can eat this.
Yeah, they'll cut food with scissors.
What a
meat with
fucking
scissors.
child.
If you died and could come back as anything other than human, what would it be?
Valerie.
The dachshund.
wiener dog living on an island?
The dachshund.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
That's my number one dog. That's my number one seed.
So I kind of went out of order, but my last hill to die on.
That was a question. That wasn't a hill to die on.
Yeah, I fucked
Oh,
it.
you said you went out of order.
Yeah,
I thought you meant of your order of questions.
No.
You're good.
So my last hill to die on, like if you raw dog the gym with no headphones, no earbuds, and you just listen to the gym music that they have playing, you're a psychopath.
Yeah, that's weird.
Like I've got to have when I go to the gym, I've got to have my earbuds. I've got to be either listening to my book or if I'm lifting.
Okay. Some people would say if you listen to audiobooks at the gym, you might be a psychopath.
Hold on. I listen to my audiobook or podcast while I'm getting my cardio. I'm walking.
Okay.
And then when I'm lifting, I'll switch to, something a little heavier.
I need to go up there with you, man.
I get a day pass. Let's go.
I really do.
But yeah, I think if you're just raw dogging with nothing and you're just listening to whatever shitty fucking techno house music they've got pumping through their shitty speakers, you're a psychopath.
Yeah, I would never do that.
So yeah, that's my hill to die on right there. That's my last one.
You want me to do my hills?
Do your hills. Do your hills.
Okay. In my opinion, Sesame Street is the greatest show of all time.
Whoa.
You got to think, we were talking all the way back from boomers, Gen X, millennials, Zoomers, Alpha generation. Everybody's watched.
You're going to die on that hill?
Yeah, it's the most educational, wholesome, well-rounded. Billions of people have watched it. They've learned from it.
You said best.
Okay, that wasn't the correct terminology.
Okay,
It's the most. Well, then how would you word it then? It's It's the most informative, educational, well-rounded, informative show of all time.
Okay,
I just
fair.
think that the fact that it spans literally generations and that it's still going and that it just teaches kids like all these important lessons, I think it's an important show.
Okay, that's fair.
And Claire said the same thing. She said, "You think it's the greatest show of all time?" And I said, "Bitch, make me a sandwich." No, I didn't say
No,
that.
you didn't.
No, we made nachos. I have a round.
Bitch, make me nachos.
You know those roundabouts?
Yeah.
Those are just fancy 4-way stops.
Yeah.
I had to go through a roundabout to Ginnedale to get that truck back and to get the van home. And I was like, this is the most pointless fucking thing. Like, they probably spent so much more money on this than they had to. It's just a fancy 4-way stop. It just looks nice.
People also just, it completely bamboozles them.
Oh, yeah. If you're coming up on it and you don't know what to do.
Like, it's not that hard. Like, you just follow your lane into it, and then you got little exits. Like, you know, you just, if you need to go to the right, you just enter and then take the first little right. Or you go around to the middle to keep going straight. It's not that hard.
It can really just cross somebody up,
It's
though.
not that, it just totally fucks them up.
And this is Amazon drivers, delivery drivers, are the Nissan Altima drivers of delivery.
You think so?
They're just cruising around like doors wide open, shit flying out everywhere, leaving like the car in neutral when they get out. I mean, you see so many videos and they really are. They're just the worst. You can
That's
tell they just
hilarious.
hired like some random dude off the streets. Instant mashed potatoes, top 5 food innovations of the 20th century.
I mean, it's just dehydrated potatoes, but yeah.
Because it's an innovation. I'm not saying it's like the greatest meal,
Right.
but it was created by like a culinary guy.
Yeah.
Who came up with this powder that you mix
Yeah.
with water and you have instant potatoes.
Right.
And they're delicious. We had them growing up. We still get them all the time.
Yeah.
All right, Dolphins making the pick.
At 13. Kenneth Grant, the other Michigan defensive tackle.
Our guy's better.
Another guy Kavanaugh was high on.
Let's see. I think I might have mentioned this before, but if I'm at a social event and there's free whiskey flowing, I'm either making a friend or an enemy by the time the night's over.
You're either giving hugs or headlocks.
Yeah, for real. It's every time I go somewhere,
hugs or headlocks.
and they're like, "Hey, there's some whiskey back there. You want to drink it?" And then like 3 hours later, I either got my arm around somebody, and it's either in a friendly mode or it's like a dating
or you got
mode.
it locked.
Yeah, or I'm locked in.
Yeah,
I'm either like tickling your earlobes or I'm like gouging your fucking eyes.
Yeah, yeah.
It sucks, dude. That's just how I've always been. Okay. This is more of an observation that I made too, but on my route, I see it all the time. The amount of upside down Texas flags is way too high. I don't think it's a distress thing. You know how you can flag upside down? I think they just don't know how to fly a flag.
Well, yeah. I'd go with that.
And I'm like, if you don't know, fucking Google it.
Dum-dums.
I've
That's another
I've
thing.
seen like 6, dude, in like the past couple months.
That's another thing. People on Facebook, if you have a little device in your pocket that has a portal to every
infinite knowledge,
every bit of information you ever want, but you decided to take the same amount of time to type into Facebook, what time does Applebee's close? Or somebody recommended me a doctor here. Bitch, fucking Google.
Hey, yeah, what movies are out right now? Do I look like Mr. S. Jeeves right now? Like,
fucking
look that
Google
shit up
it.
yourself.
Fucking Google it. Jesus. Anyway. Is it time for the Kaczynski? I feel like it's time for the Kaczynski door.
You can
I'll
do
be
that,
right back.
and then I'll ask you some questions.
All right.
Yeah, shit's about to get weird. Yep, that's a garage door closing. I feel like this first round's flying by.
I didn't clock the time, but I want to say that time that you said Broadus estimated was like right on, pretty spot on.
Yeah. Always trust Broadus. Colts pick is in. I'm going to ask you the first question.
Okay.
If you had to enter a food eating competition, what would it be?
Pizza.
You could slam down some pizzas? I'd go boneless. Spicy, what do we call them? Spicy nugs.
Boneless wings?
Boneless wings, but I know they're not real wings. But
No, I've
I'll
changed
die
my
on that hill.
stance. I'm a changed man. All
saw
right,
that
Colts
pick coming,
went Tyler
too.
Warren, tight
Yeah,
end.
that was
the
projected.
kind of do it all tight end. That's a good pick. for Indy.
Now you just got to teach Anthony, what's his name? Anthony Edwards? Anthony Richardson.
Yep.
How to throw a fucking football.
Yeah.
Or you could convert him to tight end.
Yeah. I think I could. I don't want to say on air how many I just put down, and I could still put down more. Like when you leave, I'm putting down more.
Yeah.
But I don't want to give away the number that I just had because you had 2.
I had 3.
You had 3?
Yeah, I had 3.
So yeah, I don't want to give away my number, but I could. Pizza would be mine.
You think you could hit double digits?
Oh, for sure, easy. Easy.
Oh, all right. Next question. We're gonna have a lot of editing. If you could have any company or product endorse this podcast, what would it be?
Diet Coke would be cool.
I knew it was gonna be food. I was gonna say like Slim Jims.
Yeah, Diet Coke would be cool.
Diet Coke would be huge, man. That's a big company.
That's a big one.
That's a big get. Coke, step your game up.
Yeah, Diet Coke. Hit us up.
All right, which celebrity?
Sorry about the 9/11 jokes.
I'm not sorry.
No, it was good. It was
a
really
good
good.
joke.
It was a good joke.
I had to tamper it down a little bit because there was other words in the joke that I had to take away. But you get the joke. What celebrity would you want to hang out with, and what would y'all do?
You
want me to go first? I had 2. I would hang out with Charles Barkley because he's one of my favorite people of all time.
Yeah.
And we would tear up the town in San Antonio. We'd be fucking with all the fat women, eating all the churros.
Yeah.
We would just have a night out on the town in San Antonio.
Okay. All right.
My other one would be Bill Burr.
Yeah.
And we would go to a hockey game.
Yeah. I think a comedian. I think Shane Gillis would be an easy hang.
Yeah.
I think that'd be an easy.
And it'd be like a sporting event.
I think he's just a bro.
Yeah, so I'm saying you could do whatever. You could go to a sports game.
Yeah.
And go watch at a bar.
Yeah, I think that would just be a bro time.
Yeah.
Or Michael Irvin will just do some smack or something.
Oh, Michael Irvin can take you to the White House.
Yeah, baby.
All right, this one was a collaboration with listener Paul. What's the worst place to get a raging boner?
Ooh.
So I don't know how we were talking about this, but it came up that I took the bus to school when I went to junior high.
Yeah.
And for some reason, dude, as soon as you know that path you take, you go past the park and the intermediate on the way to the junior high. I guess it was an anxiety boner, but like felt like every day as we pulled up, I would get a raging boner in
It's
my
like
pants.
Pavlov's dog. Like as soon as
we passed that street and we got on like Red Oak Road or whatever, I'd look
dick
down
just knew.
and my dick would just start swelling up on me every
Yeah.
time. It was the worst.
Yeah.
So I would have to literally get off the bus with my backpack in front of me before I realized like I could like tuck it, you know?
No, I do the tuck.
Yeah, I would have to, and then I was like, then I'm tucking my dick up, and like you'd have to like tuck your shirt in, so I'd like tuck my shirt like into my dick,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
get off the bus, and
Yeah.
then eventually it would soften up, and I'd go to first period.
Yeah, you're
But
all good.
I swear I would get a raging boner.
Yeah, I
every
would
time.
say class. Work is another bad one. It's like
The other one would be a kid's party, a child's
yeah,
birthday
yeah,
party.
that's-
How are you going to explain that one?
That's you're sending.
Yeah,
bad
you're surrounded
signals.
by parents and kids, and all of a sudden, because sometimes the thing's got a mind of its own.
Yeah,
and I mean,
sometimes.
I've had it where I'm just sitting there and I'm like, what is happening right now? I could just feel it like growing down my leg, and I'm like, I don't even want this to happen right now. It's just going.
No, you're early, bud.
Yeah, like wait until the moment happens.
Yeah, you're early.
And then when it happens, I'm like, I'm sorry, honey. Like, you know, I'm lying to her. Like, this never
Yeah.
happens. And
She knows
she's
better.
been with me like 18 years. She's like, yeah.
She knows
oh,
better.
yeah, of course. This is the first time.
Yeah, I would say work's got to be bad.
Funeral, depending on who it is. Like if your Graham died.
Wedding.
Well, unless it's your wedding, then you're just happy.
No, because then everybody's. I mean, you're center of attention. Everybody's seeing it.
I'm okay with that. If I had a boner at my wedding, I'd be like, yeah, that means I fucking won. That means me and my guy are happy over here. What are you talking about? No, that's a great place to get a boner.
All right, what's the next? You got any more?
I think I had a couple more. Oh, the other one, to piggyback off of that, is what's the worst place to have to crank one out at? My opinion, a porta potty at a construction site.
That was where I was going. That'd be terrible.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. Obviously, like you have to do it, right? Like I don't know. There's a rule that you just have to crank one out, and the only place to do it is at a porta potty at a construction site.
Or like a fitting room, like at a department store.
I could do that
because it's all open air. Like
you got mirrors everywhere, though. I'd be checking myself out, getting every angle.
And what if
spreading my cheeks?
Look at the brown eye.
Yeah. Oh yeah. How do you think I come? I got look at my butthole.
Make it wink.
Make it wink. Make it smile.
All right. Yeah. But yeah. My first thought though was like probably a porta potty. So I had to rub one out.
Okay, if you were to get trained as an assassin and you had no idea who the target is,
Jason
what
Bourne.
they did. No, but
What? I'm sorry.
you're a trained assassin. You don't know who the target is or what they did. What would be your price to commit that murder?
We don't know if the person's good or bad.
Exactly. You don't know what he did. You're just like, it's that guy right there. You got to kill that guy. What's your floor?
My floor is probably $100 million.
God damn, dude. $100 million?
Yeah. I gotta commit murder.
I was gonna say like $100,000.
I gotta commit murder, and then you kill an innocent for $100,000.
Yeah, just do it like 10 more times. I'm a millionaire. Or 9 more times. Damn, fucking.
No, if I'm gonna take the risk of murdering somebody,
But you're a trained assassin, dude. You're a ninja. No one's gonna find out.
I forgot about that.
Yeah,
part.
you're a trained assassin.
So at that point you're just kind of dealing with your conscience at that point. Oh, I forgot about that part where you're trained.
There's a good chance you will never get caught because you are in the shadows.
You're trained. Yeah, probably $100,000. Yeah.
That was a big drop, dude.
Yeah,
you could have still went with $1 million.
Well, no, I mean because like I forgot, the stipulation. Yeah, if I'm Jason Bourne, I'm never getting caught. Yeah,
exactly. And we're just assuming he's a bad guy.
100 G's.
Last one. What video game franchise deserves to be a movie franchise?
Ooh,
See, I think Grand Theft Auto would be cool, but that would just be a chaos movie.
Yeah.
So for my pick, I thought it'd be cool to make a God of War movie. You know, like Kratos.
Yeah. Oh, Red Dead Redemption.
That's a good one. Hell yeah, I love westerns.
Red Dead would be good.
I like that.
Yeah,
I might. It's either God of War or Red Dead Redemption for me.
Yeah, I think Red Dead was what I'd like to see. Because they've already done Walking Dead games. The Last of Us is obviously huge, and
yeah, they've made Assassin's Creed. Well, because they just did Minecraft. That's what made me think of it. Mario. They made $1 billion off of that movie. Remember the Mario Brothers movie growing up?
Yeah, John Leguizamo.
Yeah.
Yep.
And his name something Hopkins. Bill Hopkins. That's not right.
It was Dom DeLuise, wasn't it?
What?
Wasn't it Dom DeLuise?
Is that a real name?
Dom DeLuise. This guy?
All right.
Dom. It wasn't him? He wasn't Mario?
That guy looks like Chef Boyardee. No, it was the guy that was Shmi from Hook. It's like something Hopkins.
Dustin Hopkins?
No, it's not Dustin Hopkins. That was Captain Hook.
Oh, Shmi.
Hopkins, not Hoffman.
Oh, yeah.
God damn it. Where's edit it out? Find the name.
Hold on, I'm finding
Dom DeLuise. That guy was in a lot of movies. Jesus Christ.
Dude, I told you. He's a huge... I could have swore he was in fucking... I guess he wasn't. He was in Spaceballs. Oh, he was the voice of Pizza the Hut. That's hilarious. And Robin Hood Men in Tights. He was in a bunch. I can't believe you don't know who Dom DeLuise is.
All right, who I'm thinking of is Bob Hopkins.
Oh, Bob Hopkins.
Dennis Hopper was in that movie too.
Yeah, he was
some guy named Mojo Nixon. That's a great name.
It's a good name.
I like the name Mojo. That's a cool name for
a good name.
There was a prostitute in that movie. It just has her name as prostitute.
I thought that was her government name. Hi, I'm prostitute. All right, pick 15. Falcons pick is in. What else we got?
I don't know, dude. I feel like this podcast is just dead air.
Yeah. I mean, are we done?
I think we're done. We're just gonna like sit here and watch the draft.
Yeah, are we done? Do we want to like maybe mute this, turn on the fan, see what they got to say, and maybe come back? I don't know.
Yeah, let's get this last pick in.
All right, 15, Atlanta.
This is why we've never done a draft episode.
Yeah, off the fucking rails. Jalen Walker.
See, I would have been okay with that for the Cowboys.
I'd much rather have him in the guard.
I agree with that. I would have liked that edge.
Yep.
Pair him with Micah.
All right. Well, that's it. Pick 15. We're signing out. We're going to continue to watch the draft and hang out. So let's do this.
Are we not talking about what we're watching and listening to?
Oh, are we?
That's the last thing, and then we're out of here.
Listening to. I'm still on the Joe Pickett book series. I'm almost, I don't know, probably 2/3 of the way through that. And then it's just been draft coverage. Haven't watched anything cool. I've got so much to watch. I got a Paramount Plus login, so I've got like Landman and a few other ones.
Mobland?
Mobland, and then I've got Landman with Billy Bob Thornton to watch. And then FC Dallas is in full swing. Mediocre 3-3-3.
That's the definition of mediocre.
But we've got a new coach, new system, new players. So we're just figuring stuff out. Future's going to be okay. Yeah, that's kind of it for me for what I've been watching and listening to.
For me, we finished season 3 of White Lotus. It's a good show. I rewatched Reacher season 1 because I really don't remember it that well at all, and I like that show. And I started season 2. We finished season 3 of Love on the Spectrum.
I gotta watch that. People tell me
Dude,
it's great.
It's so great. I love them all. They are just the most kind-hearted people in the world, and I will fucking fight for all of them. We watched The Twister, Caught in the Storm, which is about that F5 that came through Joplin, Missouri, like 10 years ago, or 12 years ago, or I think it was 2013. I don't know, but it's terrifying, dude. Like, there's so much footage from that, like people with like just their phones and stuff, and just it's all their experiences. And yeah, dude, I hate living in Tornado Alley. I'm not a fan of tornadoes at all. One thing I wish I did watch, but we still waiting on to watch, is that OKC bombing, American Terror.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'll have to talk about when I after I watch it. But I always thought it was weird how McVeigh just gave himself up. Like, if you just committed mass domestic terror and killed like 160 people, why would you let like one fucking little deputy take you in?
Because I think he's a patsy. I think it was.
Well, that was my conclusion. Was I think he either wanted to get caught for like the martyrdom, like that was his plan all along. Because the guy had a loaded gun on him, and you just killed 168 people or something like that. Like, what's one more?
Yeah.
That's what I told Claire. If I'm that guy, I'm fucking killing him. Out of context, I'm shooting that cop and I'm keep driving.
Yeah.
That's why I always thought that was weird. But yeah, unless it was part of the plan, I mean.
Well, just kind of like the Luigi Mangione guy. I mean, he just happened to get caught with the weapon and everything.
All too
that's
convenient.
fucking weird.
Same thing with Lee Harvey Oswald. But
Yeah.
I think he was going in there to meet his contact. Why else would you walk into a movie theater like that and start walking around? I think he was expecting somebody to be there. Like, I think the part of the plan was for him, like, he was the patsy all along, and once whatever happened, and he realized that he's now the fall guy, he went to go meet his contact to, like, get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
And they just set him up completely.
Yep.
But I always thought that was weird, and then I had the same conclusion, was the only reason he would do that is it was part of the plan. He wanted to make him, because he wanted to start, like another race war. He wanted to have that kickstart his little revolution, and I think he wanted to be the face of it. Listen to The Moscow Rules, which is a nonfiction written by an ex-CIA officer about the kind of like the secrets of the Cold War, which is not over, and we did not technically win, by the way. Oh shit! I need to get up my phone for a couple of these. I listened to 2 books by the same author, The Quiet Librarian and The Stolen Hours, written by Alan Askins. I've now listened to like 3 of his books in the last couple months. Big fan of that dude. I think he's a really good writer and interesting, and they're only like 10 hours long. I listened to The Grapes of Wrath by John Steinbeck, which I had, high hopes going into because everyone just says how it's like an American classic.
Yep.
It was one of the greatest books of all time, and did not disappoint, dude.
Oh,
no,
really?
It was fantastic. And it just sucks how it parallels with what we're going through now with like times being tough.
Yep.
Obviously not to the extent of the Great Depression, but
Right.
like through it all, man, the Jodes were just like great fucking people. I like how it presented the times and the struggles of the people. This one was called Devil in the Grove by Gilbert King. It won a Pulitzer, just like Grapes of Wrath did. I'm a dork about that. It says, arguably the most important American lawyer of the 20th century, Thurgood Marshall was on the verge of bringing the landmark suit Brown versus the Board of Education before the United States Supreme Court when he came embroiled in a case that threatened to change the course of the civil rights movement and cost him his life. In 1949, Florida's orange industry was booming, and citrus barons got rich on the backs of cheap Jim Crow labor with the help of Sheriff Willis V. McCall, who ruled Lake County with murderous resolve. When a white 17-year-old girl cried rape, McCall pursued 4 young black men who dared envision a future for themselves beyond the Grove. The Ku Klux Klan joined the hunt, hell-bent on lynching the men who became known as the Groveland Boys. Associates thought it was suicidal for Marshall to wade into Florida terror but the young lawyer would not shrink from the fight despite continuous death threats against him. Drawing on a wealth of never-before-seen published materials, including the FBI's unredacted Groveland case files, as well as unprecedented access to the NAACP's Legal Defense Fund files, Gilbert King shines new light on the remarkable civil rights crusader. Also, hot take here, but I feel like Thurgood Marshall did more for the civil rights movement than Martin Luther King Jr.
Yeah.
Thurgood Marshall was a lawyer that fought like several cases all the way to the Supreme Court, including Brown versus the Board of Education. He was also the first African American to make it to the Supreme Court, whereas Martin Luther King was a really great speaker, and he really good at forming marches. But
he's working with the CIA.
And but I just feel like once you weigh their resumes, like Thurgood Marshall should be in higher esteem. Like I feel like we should have a day for him more than Martin Luther King Jr.
Yeah, well,
I know, maybe a controversial take, but I feel like Thurgood did a lot to help out. This one by
16.
Who we got?
Phoenix, Arizona took Walter Nolan, the defensive tackle out of Ole Miss. I wouldn't mind seeing him either here because he's he's good at football.
That's what we need. We need good football players. Okay, this one is called 1,000 Steps by T. Jefferson Parker. This one was also good. It's Laguna Beach, California, 1968. The age of Aquarius is in full swing. Timothy Leary is a rock star. LSD is God. Folks from all over are flocking to Laguna seeking peace, love, and enlightenment. Matt Anthony is just trying to get by. Matt is 16, broke, and never sure where his next meal is coming from. Mom's a stoner. His deadbeat dad is a no-show. His brother's fighting in Nam, and his big sister Jazz has just gone missing. The cops figure she's just another runaway hippie chick enjoying the summer of love, but Matt doesn't believe it, not after another girl turns up dead on the beach. All Matt really wants to do is get his driver's license and ask the girl he's been crushing on out since the 4th grade. Yet it's up to him to find a sister, but in a town where the cops don't trust the hippies and the hippies don't trust the cops, uncovering what's really happening to Jazz is going to force him to grow up fast, if it's not already too late. That was a really good book. I like those coming-of-age tales.
Yeah. Sounded good.
And it had like, a twist at the end when you find out like everything that's going on, it's like it was a good ending. Was that it?
I didn't announce this, but I started this tradition last year because I heard about it.
Yeah.
Every, like when they get drafted and they show a shot of like, the player like in their living room or even in the green room. I take a count and see if there's at least one white person, and there's been a white person in every.
There's one token.
Yeah, there's one token white dude in every one.
There's usually some baddie there too.
Yeah. Not in that last one. That was his girlfriend. Ooh. Plus his girlfriend. Woof.
Since they're showing all this Deion Sanders shit, let's just touch on Shadur Sanders getting his number retired. By the University of Colorado.
Yeah, that's
and how that's
ridiculous.
Such a fucking joke.
That's ridiculous. So let me give you some. Let me blow your mind with Shadur Sanders.
Yeah, let me see that overall record. How's he looking?
So overall, over his 2 seasons at Colorado, he compiled a record of 13-12. He did not win a bowl game. He did not win a conference championship. He
went 1-8 in his first year. Followed up with a 7-2 in conference play.
I think
so. That's 8-10.
He didn't win a Davey O'Brien. He didn't win a Heisman. And over his 2 seasons, he played 23 games. He was 635 out of 884. He was
that completion percentage
72% completion. He had threw for 7,100 yards, 62 touchdowns, and I think 11 interceptions.
Which those are good numbers.
Those are good numbers, right?
But
there.
for 2 seasons, who had really good numbers at Colorado? Cordell Stewart. He won a fucking national championship.
I was about to say, who won a national championship?
Yeah.
Cordell Stewart.
You know whose number's not retired by Colorado? Cordell Stewart.
Did Rashad Salam go there too?
Yeah, he won the Heisman, right?
Yeah.
I feel like he has to be.
Is his?
I think so.
Okay.
And I get the Travis Hunter one, right? Because like we said, he won a Heisman. But the fact that it was months after, like he's not even in the NFL yet, and they retired his number. And I saw a press conference with Deion. He's like, Shadur don't care about that. Deion don't care about that. It's like, Deion, you're the ones who got this shit done.
Yeah, you do.
What are you fucking talking about? Of course you care about it.
They're the only ones who care about it.
Yeah. New Final Destination. I'll watch that. I kind of like those movies. They're good, like turn your brain off and watch people die.
Yeah, I like it.
I like watching people in pain.
You know me. So yeah, that's it. this is gonna.
This kind of sucked, actually.
I think it's gonna come off. I think we're gonna get good feedback.
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. We'll let you edit it. I had a good joke with Landry too about the Little Caesars. I saw you. Yeah, we must have paused on it.
Oh, yeah, we did. We were.
That was a good
paused.
joke.
Or Alex is just super nice, and he tells us and gives us compliments on every episode because
Alex
he's
is
just,
super nice.
He's just
He's
that
just a
kind
nice-
of dude.
he's just a nice guy.
He's just the dude. So he's every episode we do is good to him. Speaking of this, I'm glad this came on. I got a good father-son moment because Landry likes Real Madrid. My European soccer team is Arsenal. They met in the Champions League quarterfinal. Everybody picked Real Madrid to win. Arsenal won the first leg 3-0.
No.
And then they won the second leg 2-1. So on aggregate, they knocked out Real Madrid 5-1 on aggregate. And they're on to the semifinals of the Champions League where they play PSG.
And then they got to face Everton in the finals.
Nope. Everton. Nope. You will never hear the word Everton and Champions League final in the same sentence.
If I were a real fan, I would probably take offense to that. But I just like.
But I respect your pick of a team. And Alex knows, like I've texted him, like I love that he's.
You're
getting
about to
into
shit
soccer.
on the nicest guy.
I love. No, I told him like I love him. I love that he's getting into soccer, but I hate the team that he is.
Who was his team again?
Manchester City. I fucking hate that.
What a scumbag,
dude! I hate it. Now he's still got time to change his mind. There's like a 30-day grace period to change his mind.
There's a return policy on your fandom.
Yeah. So you don't have to. It's not locked in yet, but I think he got his first football shirt the other day, and he sent me a picture. It was a Man City shirt. So I hate it.
Is Everton still in the EPL though?
They're still in the top flight.
Regulated?
No, they're still in the Premiership. Okay. So here we go. Bengals at 17.
Texas
A&M. That's pretty good value. People had him going 7 or 8 in a lot of mocks. 7, 8, 9, 10.
Do they
somewhere
keep
in there.
what's his name? Trey Hendrickson?
Yeah, well, they're in talks. Apparently, they're in talks.
That guy's got to be in his 30s though, right?
No, this is his first contract. I think.
Who am I thinking of? Like Hubbard or Hubbard?
Hubbard, yeah.
Another white guy.
Another white guy.
Yeah, the other white guy.
Yeah, no, not Trey Hendrickson.
Well, if he's young, then you absolutely lock him up. And,
Yep.
and the fucking Cowboys better hurry up and sign Parsons before another market gets reset.
Yep.
I don't know
They won't.
why they want to
They
fuck
won't.
around.
Well, Parsons said, like, I want to get this done before training
Yeah,
camp.
imagine having your best player in your team being like, please just give me a contract. And we're like, well, we got to see how everything goes.
No, Jerry thinks it's not a big deal to get it done before training camp.
Jerry likes to have headlines. I was surprised. It's probably going to wait until after the draft. And, no one's talking about us. And it'll be sometime after that.
Parsons is doing what they call what they're calling a hold in. He's not holding out. So he's at the facility,
which I like that. Right, it shows leadership. He's still there,
participating in meetings.
Yeah.
He's just doing nothing on field until he gets a contract. So they're calling it a hold in.
I get that.
Yeah,
that way you're still with the team. You're like, hey guys, I'm still fucking with you.
Yeah,
I want to win, but I'm not going to tear my ACL while we're not in pads right now.
Right.
So I'm cool with that.
So. But yeah, so
Damn,
I think
that is a slick outfit you got there,
that
brother.
is. What is that? Brown? Is that green?
What the? Oh, you're colorblind.
I'm colorblind.
I was like, you fucking idiot. That's green.
Is it green?
It is green.
I thought it was brown. Dude, I'm telling you, browns and greens fuck me up.
I was like looking at you like, what the fuck are you talking about?
People,
it is clearly green.
And people don't realize how hard it is socially. Because, like, I can't be at work and be like, hey, pass me that yellow container. And it's green. Like, I can't do it. So I'd just be like, hey, can you pass me that thing? No, 1 over, 2. No, right. Yep, right there. Pass me that. I can't use colors unless it's like white or black.
And that's what held you back from being a fighter pilot.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
You could have been saving America. Now we're recording in a garage.
That and 200 pounds.
Well, back in the day, we were both a little lighter.
Oh, dude, we were going, since I switched back to iPhone, I got a bunch of pictures back from my iCloud. I got some pictures in there, boy. And Landry never believed me. Like, he knew I played soccer, but I used to tell him, like, Dad used to be in shape. Dad used to have...
that's what I'm saying. Like, I remember I used to be able to, like, run.
Dad used to be in shape.
I could do stuff.
And I showed him the pictures. He's like, that's not you. I'm like, I swear, yep, that is me.
See, and I can't
That is
even
me.
picture you from, like, that time because didn't you just look like your brother Ben?
Not back then. Well, yeah, I guess we did. There's one I can get to.
See, I
really
think
quickly.
we've been like friends of friends for like a 10, 15, whatever years. Dude, you look just like Ben.
Look how skinny I was.
Yeah, you're very skinny. Yeah, I was gonna say.
I mean,
what is it? Does it show the year? That's not 2014.
That was 04.
Is that the year you graduated?
Yeah, I was getting a car. That was my birthday.
You got a car for your birthday?
Yeah, that was
That's dope.
my 18th birthday. That was the car. They had wrapped it up in some bullshit box.
Who's that sassy frass?
That's my niece who is now pregnant with twins.
You told me about that.
Look at that.
Man, that's a mindfuck right
yeah,
there.
so I was showing Landry these pictures. He's like, "Oh, that's not you." I'm like, "Yeah, that's me. Dad used to have muscles." And
Yeah, I was like, "Dude, I was a stud. What are you talking about?"
Yeah. He didn't believe me.
Yeah, I look pretty good for a minute.
Well, I don't. Do you want me to bring up what I sent to you and Alex, or what I found at work of you?
What, my mugshot?
Yeah. Okay, so your mugshot, even in your mugshot, you look. I mean, you looked. Your face, you looked like you were in shape.
Oh no, that's just because I had a cloth over my face.
No, I could see it, even in your jawline, you looked like a.
No, I think like junior year, I had a picture. I was like, damn, I look fucking good in that picture.
Yeah, dude.
2005, dude, I peaked in 2005.
Yeah, we really. I mean, it went by fast. Sometimes I just don't tell people.
Now we're eating cold pizza in a garage with an Acura jacked up, watching a draft. I'm okay with that.
I'd about to say I wouldn't want to be anywhere else right now.
And that's not an insult. It's like that was my trajectory, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, I really wouldn't want to be anywhere else right now.
Well,
to be honest,
maybe in a fucking paid off house. That'd be nice. That'd be the only thing I could change.
One year, would you like to do? The fan. They do the pluckers. They send one host to a different pluckers location.
I listened to that all day, and they were promoting the shit.
Would you
want
to do that one year, or is that you out on something like that? Because it sounds fun in theory.
That's a lot of people. I feel like people are there. Who?
Gray Zabel, guard, North Dakota State.
Oh, that's that North Dakota State guy.
Yeah. In theory, it sounds fun. I'm like, oh.
I feel like people go there for the social events where we'd be like, shut the fuck up. The Seahawks are picking right now.
Yeah.
I want to see this great Zabel scouting report.
Yeah.
And people are just going to be talking. Look, he's got that Catan game up.
Oh, he does have Catan.
That's cool.
Shout out. They're getting a nerd.
They're getting a nerd. He's got a nice mustache, though.
Sorry, I know a lot of our dudes in our league.
I was going to say,
Catan.
can we play that at next year's draft?
Catan? Is it Catan or Catan?
I think it is Catan.
Catan.
I don't know.
Katana?
Well, some nerd will correct us.
Yeah. So, no, I think this went well.
Dude, we only got 13 more picks. Let's just keep talking. No.
Let's just keep dragging this out.
We are completely dragging this out. All
right, dude.
Matt's just looking at old pictures.
I'm starting the music. All right.
Well, we'll
fun.
see. We'll see how this goes.
This is fun. Should I call you tomorrow, after 2 and 3? And do it over the phone, because I can call you on this.
Yeah, I need to figure out where this is viewing because I'm not rich and I don't have a 65-inch TV with satellite in my house.
Well, you can just come over here again.
You know what sucks, dude? I got to work Saturday. They fucking mandated my overtime day.
Oh, really?
But I figured that starts early, and I can just do it on the radio.
Starts at 11. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll hit the streets by 11.
Yeah,
and I'll have that to listen to all day.
All right. Well, for Matt.
And I'm Andrew.
We're out.
Short episode, too.